You are being lied to about the 5 a.m. club. This entire hustle culture myth isn't just wrong. It's costing the UK economy an estimated $37 billion a year in lost productivity. For years, I was a victim of it. I'd set my alarm for 5:30 a.m. convinced that suffering was the price of success. I'd drag myself to my desk, brain full of fog, chug 3 coffees before 7 a.m., and then stare blankly at a to-do list I had no energy to complete. I was exhausted. My finances were stagnant, and I felt like a failure. I was a morning martyr, and I was burning out. If that sounds familiar. If you wake up, scroll through Instagram, and see gurus in an ice bath before dawn while you can barely open your eyes, I want you to listen very closely. You are not lazy. You are not undisciplined. Your schedule is broken. You're trying to copy the habits of successful people without understanding the system that makes them work. And this isn't by accident. The universe, or the algorithm, brought you here because you're tired of failing at a system that was never designed for you. Today, I'm not just going to give you the 8 habits. I'm going to give you the operating manual to make them stick. We're going to cover the neuroscience of habit building, the 37 billion lie of chronotype mismatch, and the real reason people like Stephen Bartlett don't take meetings before 11 a.m. This is the video that will finally give you permission to stop feeling guilty and start building a system that actually works. Now, before we dive deep, a quick disclaimer. I am not a doctor or a neuroscientist. I'm a financial mentor who has spent 20 years figuring out what separates sustainable wealth from a spectacular crash and burn. This is educational, it is informational, and I hope it will be transformational. So why do we all feel this pressure? It's a psychological concept called social Zeitgebers. Zeitgeber is German for time giver. These are the external cues that anchor our day, the 9-to-5 workday, the school bell, the 6 o'clock news. For generations, society has run on one clock, the early bird clock. The problem is, your biology doesn't care about society's clock. It runs on its own. And when your biology is fighting your schedule will lose every single time. You're here for 8 habits, so let's get to them. But I'm warning you, the habits are not the secret. They are just the tools. The real secret is the engine you build with them. That engine is a behavioral science principle popularized by James Clear called habit stacking. Our brains are lazy. They don't like creating new pathways from scratch. They prefer to bolt new habits onto existing ones. The formula is simple. After, I will. Not, I'm going to meditate. But after I pour my morning cup of coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. Not, I need to plan my day. But after I brush my teeth, I will write down my 3 non-negotiables. You chain your habits together, so one flows into the next. This is the system. Now, here are the 8 habits to put into that system. I've broken them down into 3 pillars: physiological priming, psychological priming, and strategic priming. Pillar 1, physiological priming. The first 2 habits are about shifting your body from a state of rest to a state of performance. Habit 1, hydrate before you caffeinate. Most people roll out of bed and stumble to the coffee machine. This is a mistake. You've just gone 7 to 8 hours without water. Your brain is dehydrated. A dehydrated brain is a foggy, unfocused brain. Before a single drop of coffee, drink a full glass of water. It's the simplest, most powerful way to clear the cobwebs. Habit 2, move your body for 10 minutes. I'm not talking about a brutal, hour-long workout. I'm talking about 10 minutes. A brisk walk, yoga, a few push-ups. A study from the University of Bristol found that people who exercise daily had more energy and a more positive outlook than those who did not. Why? Because even 10 minutes of movement releases GABA, a neurotransmitter that makes your brain feel soothed and keeps you in control of your impulses. Morning exercise is also scientifically shown to improve cognitive function, boost your mood for the entire day, and observational studies suggest it's linked to greater long-term weight management. You're not exercising to get ripped. You're exercising to get focused. Habit stack example. 1. After my alarm goes off, I will drink the glass of water on my nightstand. 2. After I drink my water, I will roll out my yoga mat. 3. After I finish 10 minutes of stretching, I will go make my coffee. See? The momentum is building. Pillar 2. Psychological priming. Waking up the mind. This is where we go from reactive to proactive. Most people wake up and immediately check their phone. They flood their brain with noise, notifications, emails, and other people's emergencies. You are starting your day in defense. Successful people start on offense. Habit 3. Practice 5 minutes of mindfulness. This isn't woo-woo, it's a neurological cheat code. When you wake up, your stress hormone, cortisol, is already high. Checking your phone triggers your fight or flight response, dumping more stress into your system. Mindfulness meditation is the antidote. Research shows it actively reverses this stress response. It's not about clearing your mind. As neuroscientist Andrew Huberman says, meditation is not about focus, it's about refocus. Every time your mind wanders and you bring it back, you are strengthening your prefrontal cortex. You are building the mental muscle that creates focus and emotional intelligence. Companies like Google and Apple teach this for a reason. It works. Habit 4. Write down one thing you are grateful for. This takes 60 seconds, but the psychology is profound. Practicing gratitude actively reduces toxic emotions like envy, resentment, and regret. Why? It activates the brain's reward centers, triggering a release of serotonin and dopamine, the feel-good chemicals. One study showed that gratitude journaling can even improve the quality of your sleep. It is a scientifically backed stress buffer. You cannot be anxious and grateful at the exact same time. Choose grateful. Habit 5. Read for 10 minutes. Not social media, not the news. Read a book. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates read daily. They know what most people forget. Learning is the ultimate compound interest. Reading biographies in particular is a life hack. You get to learn from someone else's 50 years of failures in a single week. A University of Sussex study found that just 6 minutes of reading can slash stress levels by up to 68%. It's more effective than listening to music or even taking a walk. Habit 6. Learn a skill for 15 minutes. This one is different from reading. This is active learning. Practice a language on an app, watch a coding tutorial, learn a new function in Excel. Why? Learning a new skill physically changes your brain. It builds myelin, which is the white matter that helps your neurons fire faster. The more you learn, the faster you get at learning. It boosts your confidence and makes you more adaptable to change. The quiet morning, free from distraction, is the perfect time to consolidate a new skill. Habit stack. Example. 1. After I pour my coffee, I will sit in my chair and open my meditation app for 5 minutes. 2. After my meditation, I will open my journal and write 1 sentence of gratitude. 3. After I close my journal, I will read 10 pages of my book. So after I read 10 pages, I will practice 15 minutes of Spanish on my app. Pillar 3. Strategic priming. This is where we put all that new energy to work. This is where you build your financial future. Habit 7. Plan your day, the 5-minute strategy. Successful people do not leave their day to chance. They plan it. They design it. Benjamin Franklin famously woke up at 5 a.m. and asked, "What good shall I do this day?" This isn't about a complex hour-by-hour schedule. It's about eliminating decision fatigue. Every tiny decision you make, what to wear, what to eat, what to work on first, drains your willpower. The solution? UK entrepreneur Grace Beverley calls it her to-do table. Identify your top 3 non-negotiables. These are the 3 things that, if you get them done, make the day a win. This provides clarity and focus. Habit 8. Eat the frog, the deep work rule. This is the most important habit of all. The frog is that one task on your to-do list that you dread. It's the big, important, high-value task you are most likely to procrastinate on. Calling that client, writing that proposal, analyzing that budget. The eat the frog method says you must do that task first. Why? Because for most people, your energy and willpower are at their absolute peak first thing in the morning. You use your best hours on your most important work. This is the essence of deep work. You do it before your inbox is open, before the meetings start, before the world can interrupt you. Once that frog is eaten, the dread and anxiety are gone. Everything else in the day feels easy by comparison. You get a massive psychological win before 9 a.m., and that momentum carries you through the entire day. And this is where 99% of gurus on this platform get it catastrophically wrong. They tell you to do all of this to eat the frog before 8 a.m. And for some of you, that is the single worst piece of advice you could ever take. This brings us to the 37 billion lie. The failure of the 5 a.m. club is built on one false assumption, that all our brains work the same way. They don't. The scientific term is chronotype. It's your body's natural genetic predisposition to sleep and wake at a certain time. You can't change it with willpower any more than you can change your height. A 2019 study from the University of Birmingham proved this. They took night owls and forced them to live on a 9 to 5 early bird schedule. The results? They had poorer attention, slower reaction times, and increased sleepiness all day. They were, functionally, working while jet-lagged. This chronotype mismatch is what costs the UK economy billions. It's forcing a round peg into a square hole. There are 3 main chronotypes. I want you to listen and see which one you are. 1. The lion. 15% of people. You are the natural early bird. You love waking up, often before your alarm. You are most productive from dawn until noon. The 5 a.m. club was built for you. For you, eating the frog at 6 a.m. is a brilliant strategy. 2. The bear, 40–70% of people. You are the majority. Your body follows the sun. You're productive in the late morning, around 10 or 11 a.m., and have an afternoon dip. For you, the 8 a.m. window is not for eating the frog. It's for priming. You should use 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. to hydrate, move, and plan. You eat your frog at 10:30 a.m. when your brain is actually online. 3. The wolf, 15–30% of people. You are the night owl. You struggle to wake up and your brain doesn't truly come alive until the evening. You get your best ideas at 10 p.m. Forcing you to wake up at 5 a.m. is not just unproductive, it's destructive. Studies have shown that wolves often score higher on cognitive function and creativity tests. But you are fundamentally disadvantaged by the 9 to 5 world. So what's the answer? You build your own system. Look at Stephen Bartlett. He is a self-proclaimed wolf. He is one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the UK. His non-negotiable rule: no meetings before 11 a.m. He doesn't wake up at 5 a.m. He wakes up, he primes his mind, and he saves his peak creative energy for when his brain is actually ready for it. He respects his biology. The real 8th habit isn't eat the frog. The real habit is self-awareness. Stop trying to copy Tim Cook's 3:45 a.m. alarm. Stop being a morning martyr. That is a recipe for burnout. The new system is simple. First, identify your chronotype: lion, bear, or wolf. Second, build a 30-minute priming routine using habit stacking. Third, schedule your deep work, your frog, for your actual peak productivity window. For a lion, that's 6 a.m. For a bear, that's 10 a.m. For a wolf, that might be 2 p.m. or 8 p.m. The goal isn't to win the morning. The goal is to build a consistent, repeatable system that wins the decade. Stop measuring your success by the time on your alarm clock and start measuring it by the quality of your output. So here's my one request. Comment below right now and tell me, are you a lion, a bear, or a wolf? I want to see the mix in our community. And if this video gave you value, if it gave you permission to stop feeling guilty and start building a system that works for you, I would be so thankful if you would hit that subscribe button. It's a small click for you, but it genuinely helps this channel grow and allows me to make more videos just like this one. Thank you for your time. Now go build your system.